miss a
that
gem,
door.
Sam. Smash that record button.
Yeah, smashing. Yo, first episode of the new year,
Right.
we are we're such slackers. I feel like at the end of the year we out so much stuff with like the best stuff episodes that
Yeah.
I feel like we're like hungover and we're just like, you know what? It's like, well, we'll get to it when we get to it and stuff, I
Yeah.
unlike our guest today, call out culture. You guys are on, you guys are pretty thorough when it comes to like putting stuff out. So today we got Zilla
Okay.
Rocca, MC from Philly,
Yeah.
also part of the Call Out Culture podcast that I think I've done like 13 episodes on. at the
Hell yeah.
moment.
You're a regular.
Hell
I'm
Did
yeah.
they give you a robe or anything or a watch?
You get a tote bag. You get a tote.
I got my robe with my initials on the back.
Hell yeah.
Yo, man. So, like I said, I wanted to kind of like just talk music, talk hip hop,
Yeah.
talk
Let's do it.
Philly. So, like, fill us in a little bit, kind of on. We'll get to call out culture, but
Okay.
let's do the music first. Like,
Sure.
how did the emceeing start? Where did the music love start from? And are you Philly born and bred?
So I'll answer in reverse order. So yeah, I'm Philly born and bred. And music, I mean, I'm like, it's funny. I was texting Alaska today. I'm like, yo, I really think I'm definitely more Gen X than millennial, because like I'm geriatric millennial age, and like I've just like MTV was just my whole world from the 80s, 90s, and everything on, right? So like that's where my music love came from like Billy Idol and friggin' Thriller video, Madonna and all that. Just like MTV was everything to me. So that was like all I wanted to be a part of, was because watching videos.
Like for me, it was like constantly on. It was such a
Yes.
big part. I remember the first time I saw the one video from Metallica, and I think that really was like kind of like just immediately like just blew my wig. And like I had a cousin, she had like long hair,
Mm,
and whenever we would watch that video during that breakdown, the
mm.
like she would headbang, and her hair was so long and flowing that I was like one. It's like one day I want hair just like that, which I never grew. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I relate to that for sure. I'm sure Langan
Dude.
does too.
Yeah, it was on my house all the time, man. I mean, I'm old enough too to remember like we not having it. Like
Mm.
only like up in Poughkeepsie, my uncle had it and shit. And remember watching that, and they had like 10 videos in rotation. I think
Mm.
four of them were Def Leppard, maybe. But it didn't matter. It was just so
Right.
new and
Yes.
exciting, and that's how culture was delivered to young people, you know? And
100%.
It
And
was
so like,
just the curation basically. Yeah, for
yes.
sure. It was like the town square.
Yeah, and so I was all into all the genres that they were playing and everything. And then like once I saw like Belle Biv DeVoe, I was like, oh, like that is the shit right there. And then Belle Biv DeVoe to like Digital
Mm.
Underground to like Naughty by Nature, Dre and Snoop, House of Pain. Like once then you get like into 90s rap all the way. Because before that was like Run DMC, like that's all you really saw. Oh, like Run DMC, great, you know.
Mhm.
But once like I just remember Belle Biv DeVoe was like, oh, this is everywhere all the time. They have the best outfits. This one guy's kind of rapping, but they dress like dudes I see around. And so that was like the connective piece where I was like, oh, this is like a thing you could do around here, even though I didn't know any rappers or DJs or
But also
graffiti writers.
the production, right? Like that New Jack Swing production,
Yeah, hell yeah.
where it was like where you could say Run DMC was so influenced by rock music, which they were.
Right,
I
right,
I remember we had DMC on, and he told us like just how much he loved rock music. But I guess that's what it was. They were older, so that's what they
right.
had.
Yep.
And the other stuff, once you get to the Digital Underground, I remember seeing the
Mhm.
I Get Around video.
Yep.
And man, once you see that, the samples, and then you get like the Bomb Squad and all these other fucking like, the Ice Cube records, the Cypress Hill records,
Yeah,
and it's
Ice
just
Cube, yep.
different, right? So
It's totally different. And then like from that is like then you get to Biggie, then you get to Wu, then you get to Nas, then that whole spiel. So then then I started rapping when like Wu-Tang Forever and Cannabis, like 97, 98-ish. That's when I was like, okay, I have to do this now because I just love it so much and I'm like such a fan. And I was in high school, so I used to on the weekends like just fill a whole page and write raps, you know what I mean? And then like I had a Wu-Tang Forever folder that I bought from Sam Goody, and I would just put all my raps, like rap number 1, rap number 2, rap number 3. I just shove them in there. And
Now,
just something I did.
your peers, anyone else rapping?
Yeah, so my best friend I grew up with, he was rapping too. We didn't go to the same school, but so then we would link up with our little verses, and his sister had a karaoke machine with the double tapes.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would go to the record store down the street from his house because I used to go there all the time anyway, and I would buy instrumentals. So I would go to one spot in the middle of Philly called Armand's. I would buy like 12 inches just to record the instrumentals onto a tape, and then bring it to his house. Or like try to buy any CD single, like anywhere you could just get beats, because beats were like the hardest thing to come by if you weren't a DJ or a producer. So I would buy like CDRs or CD singles if they had the instrumental, the single, anywhere I could to get
And
beats.
back then, what type of beat was like really kind of like stroking your mind?
I remember like one of the first beats I rapped. It was like "Scary Movies" by like Eminem.
Oh
and
yeah,
Royce.
yeah.
Damn
shit.
Meets Evil.
That's a great.
Yeah,
That's like one of my first beats I ever rapped. Oh, another one was maybe the first beat I ever rapped on was like "Woo Renegades" by Killer Army. Like, so again, that's like 97-ish,
Wow.
98. That beat was unbelievable. So like and it was the era, like, you know, being extra lyrical, you know, like
Lyrical
fucking,
Miracle.
oh yes, like, all day and night, like, and I just wanted to be like Inspector Deck Cannabis, like that's who I wanted to be. So then we would like go to his house and make tapes whenever we could get up, him and his other homie, and then you would like pass the mic around, and if someone fucked up, you have to do the whole thing all over again. So you rewind the whole tape, the beats, everyone get their little paper back, and so like that was like a good breeding ground to becoming a recording artist later, where it's like me and Cash are like, we're not like punching guys. We're always like, now do the whole thing.
And what
As
was
you come up.
Philly? What was Philly like at that time, as far as like, you know, because I know like the Roots were like early '90s, the Jedi Mind Tricks thing.
Right.
What else was going on there?
So Philly's interesting because Philly's very provincial. Like, I was South Philly. So people in South Philly, like, don't deal with North Philly, don't deal with West. Like, everyone is in their own little world because you have everything. You know, it's still a huge city. So if you're in South Philly, you hadn't have a reason to connect with a lot of that. But like the guy at that moment that ran the whole city was Beanie Siegel. Like, Beanie Siegel was the thing. Every car drove by was playing Beanie mixtapes. Everyone started saying, especially in South Philly, like, Siegel's a street in South Philly. So he named himself.
You dropped them a few times on Fast Eddie for sure.
Yeah,
no
and because that was like, everyone started saying, "Oh, where you? I'm from Philly. Where you at? I'm from South Philly, Siegel Street." Like, everyone started doing that, and then I started noticing other rappers like started taking his flow because he used to rap like this, like ask questions like this, and everyone started doing that, and so like he was the guy. Whereas like I was into the Roots, like I was into and then like when I was in college, Jedi Mind Tricks, like they would have stickers. I went to Temple, so everywhere on campus there were Jedi Mind Trick stickers. So they were like local street level guys. The Roots were
great
like
merch game too. Great
really
merch.
seriously, yeah. And then like the Roots were like the touring musical. You know, like if you met a white person that I like rap, I like Tribe Called Quest and the Roots. You know what I mean? Like that
there's one
was,
on this show.
here it is. You know what I mean? Like in that collection, like De La, all that, and then Beans was like street level cool. Beans was cool rap, like all the cool motherfuckers, high school kids, drug dealer dudes, chicks, people, like anywhere you just went, like he was the sound. The Roots were not the sound of Philly in Philly.
You know, I didn't think
a
so at all.
border.
Even like
Yeah.
JMT, same thing. But I am surprised that Beanie Siegel, like for me, like, you know, Long Island, you know, like I wouldn't have guessed that at all. So that's interesting, you know. For
Yeah, and yeah, because he was with Jay too, but he was like bubbling in Philly, and then because Jay was then the biggest rapper in the world, so he's like putting on Beanie, and then Beanie is showing out and going bar for bar with Jay. But like I did not like Beanie that whole time because it was just like too in my face, and everyone I knew, it was just like infatuation. It was like overnight, and I was like, I don't know, man, like whatever. And then I came around later, but I'm just a contrarian asshole. Like anytime something's in my face, I'm like, that can't be good. No, that's not good. That can't be good.
I was like that too, and it's funny. I don't know.
We all have moments of that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, straight
But
up.
like, I don't know if you were like me. Like that Def Jux era really was a big deal to me, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know, even like kind of linking up with Alaska, like somebody like the way like linked up with him was a friend of mine. I was like, oh, you should really talk to this guy Tim from Twitter. And I was like, okay. And then I saw his Twitter handle. I was like, Alaska. I was like, I wonder if it's the guy from Hangar 18. You know, like
What
I
are the
was
odds?
such a big fucking fan of Hangar 18 because
Yeah.
they opened every fucking Def Jux show, and they were different. They were
Yes.
different because where everyone was into the lyrical miracle, Aesop rock, like all that stuff,
Mhm.
but like Hanger still had that hip hop playful vibe to it. It just
Yeah.
had that, you know.
They were
So
accessible. They were very accessible. In a label that was like subterranean,
yeah,
conceptual, heavy, layered, post 9/11,
yeah,
they were like, yo, we're here to have a good fucking
a
time and
good
rap
time.
great,
Yeah,
and that's it.
if you hear Bazooka Tooth and then you hear that, like it's like Bazooka Tooth is like Dillinger Escape Plan, basically. Like you're just like, whoa, it's like, all right, I don't know what's going on there. But like, so I don't know if you were like me, where like I did turn a blind eye. Like there was that split, right, in like the late
Yes.
'90s where people were like, oh, I like this, and it's like, all right, well, you know what? Now I like this. So
Right.
is that kind of the path you
Yeah.
took, or were you like a
Yeah.
little,
You know what it was? It was like when you're young, you're just always pursuing like the next crazy shit, right? So I
yeah,
said like Belle Biv DeVoe to me was like the break from the Run DMC, Fat Boys,
yeah,
Bismarck type shit, right? And then Wu and Biggie were the break from like Native Tongues. But in the moment you don't know what that is. You're just like, this is crazy. What is this, right? And so by the time like so again, I'm starting to rap and write like in the era of like Wu-Tang and Cannabis, DMX. When I hit college, that was like my freshman year of college. I met this girl, and it's like the beginning of like MP3.com, LimeWire, all that shit. So she gave me a CD, and it had like Aesop Rock, Atmosphere, Black Alicious, all of just the vanguard indie people. I didn't know what the
yeah.
fuck they were. So she gave me that CD, and I'm like, I've never heard anyone ever try this type shit. I didn't even know this was allowed. Like, I didn't know this was a thing. Really. Like, I
You're
didn't know
right.
this was even possible.
Yeah, yeah,
So then I heard that, and I was like, oh my God. Then it was like Can Ox, and then Mr. Liff, and L, and all that.
yeah.
Because I didn't catch Company. Like, I knew Company Flow's name, and I heard a couple of the songs, but I wasn't like tapped in because I'm like listening to like DMX or something. So that, and then when that lane hit, then it was like, oh, like these are white dudes like me, but it's not like MC Search white or Vanilla Ice white or like Snow,
Yeah.
Informer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not like Evidence, Evidence. I remember first hearing him on like High and Mighty, and I heard his voice. I was like, oh shit, he's white too. This guy, like Mr. Eon Cage. I was like, oh, this is
High and Mighty. That's another one. I totally forgot, man.
they're the
Like, I mean,
best. I love those dudes, man.
yo, I
I love High.
fucking love the new record made my top
It's
10.
real good.
It's
Yeah.
fucking,
Sound of
You hit me
Market,
with
yep.
that.
And that's a
because
record store in Philly, Sound of Market.
those guys are Philly as fuck. So
Yeah.
I had Mighty My on my other podcast a long time ago, and I thought it was the coolest shit, man. Because I wanted that history, so I had a great conversation with him before they even got back together. But like,
Oh shit.
yeah, I was like, man, I hope he was out in, I mean, he's still in Vegas and stuff like that. But
Nice.
just to hear them, I mean, home field advantage, right? So that was like 98, 99. Like, what
Yep.
was that like in
Yes.
Philly when it dropped?
Again, so now we're going back to like the provinces of Philly. So like High and Mighty, from my experience, there's like a set of white rap dudes in Philly, and they were big on like High and Mighty, like that because they were like, we smoke weed and jerk off and watch basketball too. Like this is great, you know what I mean? And like that's and like, but all of those guys as well are like day one Reef the Lost Cause fans. And I know that like the first show I ever played, I opened for Reef in like 2002. So I watched like Reef come up from like the battle scene, Scribble Jam, local open mics battles, and all of those High and Mighty, like Chief Kamachi, Jedi Mind Tricks fans started being in tune with Reef. And I was like, man, this guy, to me, Reef's like the Philly LL. Like when you watch him perform, not so much like the sexy shit, but like the power, the professionalism, the presence, he's always been like that. So he was able to tap into that. Like that was happening at the same time as well
And
even though like
he kills it on the Fast Eddie track.
I mean, like again, I've known him like 20 years, which is crazy to say out loud, but like that's so he was like off the branch of their success as well with High and Mighty. And again, they were Philly with Eastern Conference and and Tame One and J Zone, the
Oh
whole
my
world.
God, Tame One was so like, and to me, what I really like, and sometimes Langan and I have this conversation where, the flute beat kind of is getting
Hell
old a
yeah.
little bit. You know what I mean? It's kind of like getting somebody. It's a friend of mine said it's like, yo, man, I just don't want to hear people rap on the Taxi soundtrack anymore. The Taxi theme song. That's what it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I got it because like after a while, like so you hear Sound of Market, High Mighty, and like Mighty Mi's in his bag. He's just killing it. It's just
So
like
good.
sample and break beats and all this other shit. And it's just I don't know. Sometimes after a while you miss a sound, and when it comes back, you're like, oh cool. It's like when
Yes.
when a hardcore band comes out like Haywire, and you're like, oh okay cool. Like I get it, 3 chords and fucking screaming. I'm like, yeah, it's perfect. So.
Like remember like the retro soul era when it was like Amy Winehouse, that chick
Yeah.
Duffy. Remember that whole like
Sure.
60s? We're doing that in the 2000s again. Like,
Well, Mark Ronson's a genius. That Amy
yeah,
Winehouse.
I gotta get his book, bro. I listened to him on a podcast. I think he was talking to Rick Rubin or something, but he has a book out all about his whole journey. I was like, bro, it's all about like 90s New York hip hop club
Yeah.
DJing.
He
I'm
was
like,
a
yo, I gotta
DJ.
get that. Huge
Yo,
DJ. Yeah.
Yo, huge. And then like he just like he put out that Versions record where he like, oh man, it's just that guy's got an ear. And
Yes.
it's just absolutely unbelievable. Like I don't even give a fuck about Mystical, but the 2 songs he did with him, like
They were
that's a
amazing.
that's a good
They were
producer. I'm
amazing.
like, yeah, I'm
James
like,
Brown shit. That was like
Yeah.
James Brown.
for sure.
Yeah.
So moving along, like the beginning of Zilla Rocca, were you always Zilla Rocca?
No, dog. I had so many bad rap names, bro. I had so many bad
Let's
rap
hear some.
names.
The Blizzard.
Quality, that was a rap name early. The first time I ever went to studio, it was like because I used to love Speed Racers. My shit was Tracer X,
Yeah.
like with a T, like on some tagging
right.
shit. Even though I couldn't tag. What was the other
Even
rap?
though I couldn't tag.
I couldn't. I tried. It was not. But
Me
my
too.
friends-
Me too.
All my friends in high school were like dirty graffiti dudes, and I was like with them, but I couldn't do it.
Yo, my friend's tag was the funniest shit, right? He didn't tag either, but his tag was my other friend's tag with a line through it.
That's sick, dude. Yeah, I was trying to think of my other ones. Oh, and then before I settled on Zilla Rocca, I was like, there was this movie I saw when I was in college called Dead Man, the Jim Jarmusch movie with Johnny Depp.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah,
And-
yeah, yeah.
And
Black and white, right?
his name was William Blake, but everyone kept thinking he was the writer, but it just happened to be his name. And then he gets taken in by the Native Americans, and he gets like war paint, and he's like blasting people. And then so then I was like Blake for a minute. I was like, yo, like off that type shit, okay. And then one day I was like, nah. I did a verse for my homie Starkey, and I was like, I said something about Zilla. I was like, yo, that's the name from now on. And my last name starts with a Z, so I was like, boom, that's easy. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll do that. And then it's not a great choice 20 years later, but at the time it was better than the ones I listed off. So I'm like, all right, cool.
I mean, it's
keep
tough, man. Like I was having a conversation today with a friend of mine who's starting a new band, and he's like, every name suggestion that he comes up with, there's like 5 of them. He's like, oh, no one
Yes.
likes it. So he went with Hyper Ballad, which is a Bjork song.
Hell, dog, yes, that's on Post.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I know that.
but the band didn't like it, and I was like, "Yo, Hyper Ballad."
I like it. I'll be in that fucking band, bro. I'll join.
I'll let
I'm
'em
in.
know. I'll let 'em
I'll
know.
do some verses, bro. I'm in.
Get your Mike Shinoda on there over there.
Yeah, hyper ballad. I tried so hard. Whatever the fuck he says, he's a worst, yo. Fucking worst.
Well, I had no idea
worse.
his connection to Styles of Beyond till recently. So
The artwork, bro. He did the artwork for 2000 Fold. It's
yeah,
disgusting.
I've been dipping in that Ryu pile.
Another one. See, there was another guy. Like I was big in them too, because I'm like, yo, like a white dude who's like really could rap really well.
His new record is fucking fantastic.
He was good. You know what I mean? I was just like fascinated with that, just because I remember like I bought like the Eminem single, the I Don't Give a Fuck single, and the cover is like blurry. And I was like, I remember I was on a train playing it, and I was playing it for my friend. I was like, yo, this dude's white. He was like, no, he's not. What? No, he's not. I said, yeah. Yeah, Slim Shady, I'm brain dead like Jam Brady. I'm an M80. You little like that Kim lady. I'm buzzing, dirty duck. Yeah, It was
That
crazy, like all these white rap. But it was like a renaissance time to be like,
yeah.
yo, it's accessible. You could do it without being a total dork.
Well, I get it too, because like every now and then I'll be like, oh, like that guy in that indie rock band is Colombian. I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Like, so I get it. You're like, oh, all right. Oh, okay, cool. Like,
Don't
no one
forget
gives
the
a shit.
Beasties too. We're talking white rappers.
They were
You
Colombian?
love
Right.
the Beasties.
The
Pretty
Beasties,
sure. I think MCA was Colombian.
yeah.
I love.
Miguel Sanchez, Horowitz. Whatever.
I fucking love the Beasties. But
Mm.
so yeah, I mean, like moving right along, you have a lot of releases. We were dipping in all of them and stuff like that. So how do you link up with the call out culture guys?
So me and Castro, it's funny. I was just telling the story yesterday. Me and Castro were at the Sixers game. So Castro, I met Castro first in like 2007 or 8, and he let me use his equipment for my mixtape release party. And like we were in a cipher, and he was like dapping me up in the cipher because he used to know me from this Philly rap message board called 215hiphop.com. And I didn't know that he knew me from that. So he was like shouting me out when we were ciphering, and I'm like giving him props, whatever. So like ever since then, we've been like best friends, 2008 or whatever. And then Alaska, like 2013, I did a mixtape called Neo Noir. And I made it. We were about to go on tour. So I made this mixtape. And I shot a couple videos, whatever. And he caught one of the videos. And I have like a song with Dose One on that mixtape, Elucid on that mixtape, Castro's on that mixtape, Prem.
One, yeah.
Yeah, Dose. He was on a Clams Casino beat.
I love Clams, man. Yo, Clams is like
he's unreal.
I mentioned him
rapped on,
recently, yeah.
Yeah, we rapped on I'm God from Lil B. I was like, that's like the best beat of all time. And Dose was down. So Alaska caught the tape somehow, some way. Oh, because we were doing a show in New York with like NASA, Lucid, I forget who else. So Alaska saw my name on the bill and didn't know me, so he like peeped the video. And this is when he was running Siffle, his blog. And he was like shouting me out on his blog and whatever. And so I was like, same thing you. I was like, yo, is that fucking Alaska from like Hangar 18 Alaska? Like what? So I was like starstruck. I was like, oh shit. So we were like, we got friendly on email, whatever. And then he was like, yo, he was doing a mixtape as well. The Outkast one where he's rapping on Outkast beats. And he asked me to get on it. I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. And then that was it. That was like 10, 12, 13 years ago. So we got cool off that. And then like 20, I forget whatever year it was now. 2018, 19, something like that. Me and Castro talk on the phone every morning. Every fucking day. We talk all the time. TV shows, movies, fucking comic books.
You guys
basketball.
talk today?
Yes, we did. Of course we did.
All right, any good suggestions or recommendations you guys spoke about today?
No, we were just talking like NBA coming up on a trade deadline and a game last night we were at, and then I was talking a little bit about new comic book Wednesday today, some titles I was checking. Like that's just what we do.
Cool.
So, but like we would be talking, and I used to be driving to work before COVID, and I would always think to myself, I'm like, yo, people need to hear these convos. Like these are sometimes we're just screaming at each other, sometimes we're just like laughing. I was like, or we just have difference of takes and shit. So I was like, yo, people need to hear this. Like this needs to be something. And we were going to do a podcast with someone else. They were going to start something up and it fell through. And then again, this was before Zoom and all that shit. So then I was talking to Alaska at the same time. And a lot of things he was saying, me and him, our conversations was like something me and Castro were just talking about. And I was like, yo, this is really funny. Like, and I would always be like, Castro, I like telling both of them, like, you guys have the opposite opinions on everything. Like, this is great.
That's great. That is
I
good.
was like, so I said, and by that point, Alaska was working with Castro on songs as well. Like, Castro put him on some songs. Like, they had a working relationship. So I was like, yo, we should do a thing. And originally, like, me and Alaska, the first Cargo Cults record we did, that was originally called Call Out Culture. That was going to be the name of the project. And then I said to him, I was like, no, I think we should call a podcast that as well. Because that was like during Woke 1.0. Like, that's the funny part. Is like we're kind of dunking on Woke 1, like 2015 to like 2022, whatever. Like where everyone's just like freaking the fuck out about everything. Yeah. I'm like, well, that's it. Like, that's what we're doing. We're going to do it like in a loving way. So that's when I said, I was like, well, we should do this show. Like, what do you guys think? And they're like, okay. So we did a couple like dry rehearsals to see if it would even work. We recorded, but we never put them out. Like, how could we have it? What would it be? Like, should we have guests, music? Like, what is this all going to be? And then we just started it, and that was it. We did, like 300, and I don't know, like 350 episodes, whatever later.
Man, I go in, like actually when I first went on, I went back and listened to some like older things, like, talking about the Cold Vein and like basically like anything that where you talked about albums or topics that like it's so niche that
Yes,
I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, oh, I gotta listen to this because who the fuck else is gonna even begin to talk about this fucking shit?
Yeah, like when we did a Cold Vein episode, that was early on, and that was the one that was like getting shared and posted on people, like even like blogs, tweets, newsletters. Everyone was like really into that, but we didn't do that one because, oh, Alaska's on the record and he was with these guys. It was more like it was around this time of the year, and I remember like driving to work, and I was just like playing the Cold Vein CD. I just had it in my car a lot, and I was like, yo, we should just talk about it. I'm listening to it a lot. I know we all love it, but it was never like a plan to be like, oh, Alaska's here. Let's lean into like Def Jux world. It was just like a natural as just a fan. Like most of the stuff and records and artists we talk about, one of us is just like happen to fall down that rabbit hole for the week. Yeah. And be like, yo, wouldn't it be cool? What do you guys think of this? Oh, I never listened to that. No, that's trash. No, that's the best. What? And then we just kind of do it. So it doesn't really follow. Like early on, it was, the mainstays. We were like talking about a lot of Ghostface and Def Jux. And, like during COVID, we talked like Funk Crusher with Mike Seatown and, like those records that needed to be discussed by us, at least like Nas episodes and all. And then once we kind of checked off all those boxes, we were just like, okay, like what else is this going to be now? We've talked about every rap thing we like for a couple of years.
Now we talk about Amy Grant and
yeah, so that's when I was like, yeah. So I'm like, well, then what about like hair metal? What about yacht rock? What about 90s dance house music, like jock jams type shit? Like, what if we talked about that? Or sometimes Castro will be like, what if we brought on such and such, and they gave us their point of view on that. So it's like being in a band where everyone has like their specific things they really like, and then they'll bring it to the table, and then we'll be like, all right, well, how's this going to work? Or like, I don't know if that's a good idea, or like, it's kind of boring, we've done that. So there's a lot of that in the background of us sorting out the show every week. But like early on, after a while, we were just like, I don't know what to talk about, bro. Like, best ways to record in the studio. Because we were still just like rap. It has to be just rap. It wasn't even like movies or, like fashion or like anything. But it was so now once we kind of cracked it open, to me, it's more of like a lifestyle show from like the perspective of indie rap practitioners and fans. You know what I mean? Whereas before it was like, man, isn't Raekwon great? Let's talk for 2 hours about Raekwon. Isn't, DMX? Where now it's like, like we might, I think we're going to do a Portishead episode like in a couple weeks,
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
Listen to me. I mean, I can't, who could,
Yeah.
I mean, when I heard Dummy, like I'm a guy that like, I grew up on like punk, hardcore, indie rock and hip hop. But so when I heard Dummy, I was like, yo, this is like, it was almost like when I heard Beck. I'm like, you're encapsulating like everything I love. But Dummy was across the board. Dummy's the one album that if I'm in the car through the years and I'm playing it and someone doesn't know what it is, or I'm somewhere, people always like, yo, what is this? I'm like, it's Portishead, because it's like it's a showstopper where everyone like you put on like those songs you hear and you're like, you hear Numb or Pedestal, the fucking beats on that are great. I mean, listen, all respect.
I'm always in the mood to listen to them. And that they anger me too, because I'm like, God, we only got like, I don't like that third record.
Me neither.
No,
Do not.
I like third.
I mean, I've gone back to it like several times to try to see if there's something, and there's a couple of tracks that I dig, but overall, it's a
Machine Gun on
you
that.
Like it though?
I love Machine Gun.
Yeah.
I like third a lot. Yeah, because it's such a, because like they birthed everything after Dummy, and then the second album is like, let's get even more darker and fucked up.
Super dark. Only you, man. Only you is like, woo, man. The cuts on that, you're just
vicious,
like,
bro.
What?
The Vicious record.
DJ Andy Smith's got great
Ah.
mixtapes too. There's a lot of good
and
DJ
Huss
Andy
Huss
Smith.
King, right?
Yeah,
Huss
Portis
Kingpin,
Huss.
yeah,
Portis
he's
Huss.
doing
Yeah.
a whole. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
it's great, man. But like I don't know, like Third, something about Third was they were like, yo, we're going to go over here with it now. I'm like, okay, I'm with it. I'm with that ride. But like, yo, some of the Rustin Man records that she does are really
Yeah.
cool too. They're really cool.
Sure.
She just pulled out like a year or two ago. So
Yeah,
shouts to
yeah,
Beth
yeah,
Gibbons.
Yep.
Yeah, shout out to Beth. Yeah, Jeff did some stuff under Quakers or something. I forget.
Yeah,
I think
the Quakers.
wasn't there a Project Beak? I think he did too.
Yeah, he might have beat Jeff Barrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Make some more shit.
before we go to the new record, if you can give me like 5 clutch songs for anyone not knowing your catalog leading up to the new record.
Like, so it doesn't include Fast
Yeah,
Eddie?
doesn't-
Oh, wow. Shit, dude. Oh, man.
You didn't tell him there's gonna be homework, man.
Nah, I mean, come on. I mean, if
assignments.
someone's listening, just be like, hey, before you
kidding.
hit the new record.
Yes. I was
God.
going through the whole catalog today,
That's
actually.
it.
at
Oh,
work, man.
shit. Yeah, I see. It's hard because every record I'm like, I know he's been canceled and he's been fucking creep, but like Ryan Adams used to mean a lot to me, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yo.
and Ryan Adams, every record he made, the next album was the opposite. So he would do like the bluegrass shit, then he would do like rock and roll. You know what I mean? Then he would do
That
like
guy's got a death metal album. Like, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
like death metal, then like a friggin' Taylor Swift cover record. You know what I mean? And then like Oasis cover records, whatever. So it's like I always thought about music like that. Like whatever I'm working on now, the next one is a total opposite. So I have to like really think about like where people can go.
Ryan Adams is like Griselda ain't got shit on me. I got
Yo,
18
that yeah,
I
he's
got
dump
ex-
god.
Yo, he is the dump god for sure.
Dump god, straight
Because
up.
like I'm fucking like trying to catch up on his albums. He put out some banger shit like the song Roller Coaster. There's some really good stuff in the last couple of years that he put out, but it's like
Yes.
at a certain point I'm like I'm like, yo, give
Bro,
me
it's
like
a lot.
It's a lot,
bro.
Yeah.
It's a lot. All right. So we'll do this. We'll go like modern era me. We'll go with Win Duffy of 96 Mentality. My man, the expert from overseas, did that joint. That's like one of my. I've done that live a bunch. It's named after Win Duffy, one of my favorite characters from Justified, played by Jerry Burns, the dude from back in the day from Empty Nest. He
Wow.
played Win Duffy. Is that how you like that?
Shout out to Empty
So
Nest.
that's from 96 Mentality. We can go Easy Street Mixtape. I put that out last year. That was the most fun I had doing a project in a long time. We'll go with from that joint. We'll go. How about this? We'll go easy on them. We'll do fucking Rhinestone Cowboy freestyle over Doom. Then we'll do. All right, that's 2.
That's a banger beat.
That's a fun joint. All right, we'll go Future Former Rapper. That's an album I did. That was right before my son was born, like 10 years ago, where I thought I was never gonna rap again. So I was like, all right, this is my last record, and that wasn't true. We'll go with me and Steel Tip Dove's first collabo. It's called Now You Can't Leave. So that's off that record. I used to do that live a lot too.
a lot of Bronx Tale references in your shit.
Yeah, that's I had to. So when the summer that came out on cable, my everyone I stayed with had the chip, which was like the bootleg cable where you would get all the movies and channels free. We called it the chip in Philly, and so every time we would come in the house, Bronx Tale was on.
Yeah.
All the time, every hour. And I grew up around like very Italian people, so like that was like a pivotal movie. So all right, we'll go with that one. We'll go. This is just like me solo type shit. All right, we'll go with Stacking Chips. Me and Griff. We'll go with
Shout out Jason Griff.
Shouts to Griff, bro. It's not on the mainstreaming, but it's on Bandcamp, the Frank Castle joint where I talk about blue lives or true lies to Frank Castle because I hate fucking cops co-opting the Punisher. I hate that shit. That shit makes me very angry.
Shout out to Dolph Lundgren.
Shouts to Duff. Didn't wear the skull the whole time. Like all this would have been avoided if fucking Bradley Cooper.
I love
didn't do that shit.
Griff. I got hip to Griff through Alaska, and I love like the Call Out Culture theme song.
Yes,
Like
that's
the
great.
intro is fucking like that beat is so
It's
good.
nasty.
Alaska
Yo.
sent me the song.
Yo, Griff, I knew Griff before all these mother. I met Griff on MySpace in like 2005, bro.
He's doing
I've
a
known
remix
Griff before
of
everyone.
one of our songs.
Yeah, yo, he's so fucking good.
I can't wait to see it.
All right, and the last joint I'll pick because everybody loves it too. I'll pick now you know what? I'm gonna go with me still. I'm not going with Chong. I'll go me and Andrew. Don't Wait for Me to Leave record. That's from 2022. I'll go with a Limousine Liquor off that record. That people like that song. Yeah, Limousine Liquor.
Liquor or liquor?
You
Okay.
know, liquor in the front, poker in the rear.
All right, cool. I'm gonna compile those too. Like throw some links on the
Hell
episode.
yeah.
All right, let's talk Fast Eddie,
Nice,
Disco
do it.
Vietnam. Who's this dude and how'd
Long
you?
Island's finest, bro.
I
He's
heard
Long
Huntington
Island down,
Station,
bro.
right?
That's my guy. So Disco Vietnam is a band. Very, you guys would love them, man. They love the fucking Squeeze and Oasis and the Beatles.
Wait, I know Disco Vietnam.
Yes. So it's Kenny and Barry. That's the brothers. And so Barry, who was the lead singer and guitarist of the band Disco Vietnam, he started making beats like, I don't know, 15 years ago or something. And he just named his production Disco Vietnam. And so me and Barry have been cool since like, I don't even know, like 2006 or something. And so me and him met through Jeff Weiss. So he used to write with Jeff on like, I forget what blog it was, like the Quietus or some music site back in the day. And then Jeff had his blog, Passion of the Weiss, and I got friends with Jeff. And like Jeff booked me to my first LA shows. I played through Jeff, and then I would come back and play New York, and then Barry would come through to check me out. So we've known each other like almost 20 years, which is crazy. And so he started making beats, and he's one of those dudes that just like he's so musically solid that whether he's writing music or he's producing, he carries like the same sensibilities, which is like a heavy emphasis on melody and just like immediately accessible beats. Like that's his calling. So like when I did a Future Former Rapper record, I did a song called Favors or Bad News. It has Arm and Hammer on it. It was like way before Woods and Lucid like blew up together. But that's one of his beats. So it's like we're doing stuff and talking about things. And then sometimes he went on a run where like he was just making a beat every single day. And he would send me the beats. He'd be like, what do you think of this? And I'd be like, this is cool, this is good. And then he's like, yeah, I don't think it's good. I just deleted it. Like, fuck it. I delete the whole song. I'm like, okay, sure. And then some I would be like, oh, that's actually really crazy. So when I did my last solo dolo record, Vegas Vic, in 2021, he had a couple beats, and I was like, yo, I think you should just like executive produce this. Like, I would really value your opinion as a friend and as a person who understands records and dynamics. So he was like, okay, cool. And then we brought in his brother, Kenny, who's the drummer in Disco Vietnam, to mix and master that record. And while that was happening, they were doing music for Peter Rosenberg's record, Real Late.
I love that.
Wow. Yeah.
Yo.
So his beat, he produced a song with Rock Marcy and Flea Lord. And then he produced another song with all like the children of Wu-Tang members.
Yeah.
And then he's got a beat with like Ghostface on it.
So the Ghostface and Crime Apple and Jim
Yes.
Jones. That's my
Disco
favorite
Vietnam.
song. That's
There you
my
go.
favorite song. First of all, because I'm a huge Crime Apple fan, but man, I didn't know that. That's
Yes.
awesome.
So he did. So he went to college with Peter Rosenberg at Maryland, and so they've been friends for like 20 some years. So once he started getting good with beats again, same thing. He was sending me beats. He sent them to Rosenberg, just on some like, yo, I just made this. I don't even care. I'm not trying to get placements. I'm just making shit. So he compiled all those beats on Bandcamp. They're called like House Rabbi beat series. There's like 10 volumes of House Rabbi. So he was getting, Hallways. That was my favorite, with Rock Marcy and Fleet Lord. He did that joint. He did Next Chamber with Meth. And then I think it's this Snake Eyes joint with Ghost.
Yeah,
I forget
Snake Eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. So he did all three of those beats. And then Kenny Schwartz mixed and mastered that record. So they went from that record to my record, Vegas Vic. So that was 2021, right? And so then when it came time to make this record, Fast Eddie, anytime you hear a record from me, it basically like started 2-3 years before. I don't like crank records out, but because I'm working a lot, there's like a steady release schedule for me, like, once or twice a year or something. So we started this record like 2022, 2023. And at the time it was going to be Vegas Vic 2. That was essentially it. So he started sending me beats, and I was like, look, I just think you should just produce this whole record, just you, no other producers, no one else. I think it's just up to you on this one. He was like, oh, okay, sure. So with that in mind, like putting him in the mind frame of like sculpting a record, then he had more definitive ideas. Like, okay, I think we should put so and so on this song, or like I think we need two more bangers. I think we need like a slower song now. Like keeping inventory of the record. So that became like an ongoing thing for with us, for like 2.5 years or so. And then beginning of 2025 was like the mixing process where he went to Texas with his brother to be in person to mix and master the record because his brother Kenny moved out there. So Kenny built like a studio out of a barn and he does his whole thing. So like they did it in person to mix and master it. It was a very just like organic process. So that's where when we made this record, I was like, okay, I like working with one producer a lot. Like I did, 2 records with Chong Wizard, I did one with Griff, me and Small Pro, 2 records together, me and Barry. So it's like, it's cool because you get to just let them make a lot of decisions. To be like, I trust you and your instincts. And sometimes I'll disagree with you, right? But it's a lot easier than like me having to, go through a million beats from a million emails and producers, remember credits, stems, like it's just such a taxing situation. So when we made Fast Eddie, it was like, we're committed to this. And with him, it's like, coming from a band world, his commitment is like, how do we get the best possible song? What do we have to do? So does that mean you re-record the whole song 3 more times? Do you need to rewrite the verse? Do I need to scrap this beat? Do we need to add to the beat? Do we need to add a feature? Do we need to take a feature off? Like with him, like nothing's sacred at all. And so because I've been around a lot of bands, like I got my degree in digital audio. Like I used to record bands a lot in college. Like I know what that's like.
I went to the Institute of Audio Research in Manhattan.
Here it is. You know what I mean? It's like, I know what that is.
5 times.
So, whereas like, now it's like, okay, you rap, I send you the file on email. Here's the beat. Here's the stems. We're just knocking joints. Everyone's just knocking joints out and posting stuff. It's very difficult for someone to be like, nah, do that again. I don't like it. Do it again. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not in the same room. So we ended up doing about 4 joints in person as well, like in 2023 in my crib. Andrew came through that day. So like 3 of the 4 songs Andrew's on, he did in person live on the spot with us.
Yeah, that dude, I got to say, like on the album, he's on 4 of the songs and
Yeah.
he's, it's so funny to like just have a name, Andrew, right? Like it's just, like it's just Andrew. Like it's
That's
such a
it.
common name, but he's such a strong part of this album. And the first song that he's on, like his verse was so great. Like I was listening to his rhyme patterns and like punchlines. I was just like, this guy's like, it made me look him up too.
He's the best, dude.
And
He's got
also
a lot.
the accessibility, like you said, one of the things about this album is when I listen to it, there's 13 songs and there's 13 hooks, which isn't always the case with like hip hop stuff, right? This is like, there's like melody to it, there's like, it's like you're doing
A lot
like
of
a
melody, a
hook,
lot of soul to
right?
this
Yes.
shit. Yeah.
So,
And I think it too, like how you say it, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Sam.
no,
but
I got to shut this off.
working with the same producer. Yeah, sorry, I had to keep getting up because my cat's being a pain in the ass. That's why I keep getting up and leaving. But working with the same producer for a whole, because it's such a single orientated, music industry and stuff. This is an album, this
Right.
has a feel to it. All the tracks kind of represent it's a whole album, and I think that's the benefit of having the same producer on all that stuff.
That's how I work. I'm not like a singles minded person, even though we'll make songs and I'll be like, okay, like that has to be a single. We'll be strategic of like what single comes out in what order, who's on where, like what's happening. But it's not like, okay, we just made this song. It's crazy. We put it out next week and it's just like its own thing. Like we're just not, I wish my brain was more wired that way, to be honest with you, but yeah.
You don't ever get impatient?
No, because I know it's like, you fall in love with things because it's new. And then sometimes you go back, you're like, that actually wasn't the best because here's 3 better versions of that song. Or especially when you're making a record, it's like, okay, if I already have like 3 up-tempo hyper songs, do I need 4? So out of these four, how about I just pick the best two or the best one or something? Like it's a more, we think about it like that. Like even when we did the record like 50s and 100s with Reef and Def C, I mean, that was recorded like I don't even know, like September 2025. The record came out Black Friday 2025. Because by that point we were like, Barry was like, we need like one more definitive banger. And I'm like, well, we're kind of good. We have enough songs. He's like, no, we need one more. And he sent me that beat. I was like, you're right. Yes, this album cannot come out unless 50s and 100s is on this record. And so I was like, all right, but how do I make this interesting? You know what I mean? So I'm like, what is an interesting combo? And Def C had just done 2 verses for me for the mixtape. And so I texted him. I was like, yo, have you ever done a song with Reef? He was like, what? Reef the Lost Cause. I used to play him in high school. Holy shit. I was like, all right. I said, stand by. Let me get Reef right now. So I texted him like, yo, I'm wrapping up a record. If you can get me to this like in a week, I would love it. If not, don't worry about it. But it's very last minute. He's like, I got you. And so he did the verse. Def C did the verse real quick. I did the verse. And that's like the go-to song now where people, like my one homie saw me the day it came out. He was like, bro, I was in the Acme parking lot just playing that song 4 times. I just like sat in my car. I didn't get out of the car. I was late getting my groceries because I just kept playing 50s and 100s. And I was like, okay. But like that was Barry's decision. Because to me, the record was done. You know what I mean? It was like ready to done. Let's go mix and master, get it out. So I think like that, to your point, like getting impatient, I think that's why I said like, my process is like, when you hear it from me, it started 2 years ago. So during that time, it's like the gestation of, is this still good? Do I still feel this way? Are there better beats? Did I think of a better idea? Let's scratch. If not, like, you know, it's few and far between. We're like Prism was the first song we made, and that just stayed. Like that was just right there. So I wrote that, I did that right away. That stayed. But other ones,
Shout out to
50s
Kenny
and
Lofton.
100s. Shouts to Kenny Lofton. But like 50s and 100s, like I played it on our podcast. That's the third version of that song. I had 2 different versions of that song already with the same hook, with totally different verses on different beats. And he kept being like, "No, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like it." So, you know, like that's where, so what we were saying about a producer, like if we were just emailing shit, he really wouldn't have the confidence most likely to be like, "Nah, do that. I don't like it, bro. I don't like it. I don't care at your album. I don't like it. So I'm not going to just put my name on it." Versus like us being like, we're in it together, like we're invested. So if he doesn't like those versions, okay, I like them. Like,
Yeah. I mean, there's this whole, like, honestly, I like all 13 songs. You know,
Yeah.
I'm from the era when they say I'm from the, like, I just like that line
Right.
on in 50s and 100s.
Exactly.
Just bunch of shit. Fucking Rolling Sevens, probably my favorite beat on the whole album.
That's
Right?
a banger.
Killer.
That's a banger, right? And I love that you mentioned this. You know, the first 2 songs you mentioned Beans right away on both, but then you also drop fucking Beans from Antipop, which is a really cool reference, man.
There it is.
Tragic Epilogue. I feel like a lot of people, you know, slept on that one, man, and I fucking love that goddamn album.
Beans is like a huge fan of Shrapnel too, which is wild.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's like he's on it. I'm like, yo, that's where and that's what I said about that crew. I'm like, that's where collectively, like Wrecking Crew with me and Prem and Castro and Small Pro, it's like we have like the accessible side, then we have like the Def Jux, Herb Magazine,
Yeah.
Annie Con, like that.
Yeah.
We all have that with us and carry it. You know what I mean? So it's like that to me is like the fun juxtaposition. You know, even Shrapnel did the 3 records last year. Like the old Live record, you could play that anywhere. Like that's some soulful gospel shit. Whereas like the Mike Ladd one is like next level, and then the Raffi record's like a punch in the face.
Yeah.
And so I love that about all of us. You know, it's like that's where it's like really fun to embrace it all.
Yeah, because this record, like once again, the accessibility, for sure is one of the things that I love about it. I will ask a question here. You mentioned something on Rolling Sevens, which I was like, I wonder if this is what you said, bonsai plants, like, what was it, like bonsai plants on the side
On
of
the
the mountain?
mountainside, peaceful as the day your fucking album died.
Is that a Karate Kid 3 reference?
Yeah, it's like Karate Kid meets like Mission Impossible 2 when he's like
All
on
right.
the side of the joint. It's like both of them.
I was like, I remember watching Karate Kid 3 and they were picking that bonsai, and I guess the villain like broke it, and I was like,
Yes.
Yeah, of
why is he fucking
course.
crying over this fucking tree?
It's a whole process, bro. There's like a whole thing on bonsai plants. They're like decades old. There's like a whole thing. It is not American culture. Like we're not used to that type of shit with the bonsai plants. But yeah, shouts to Karate Kid too.
So
Lots of movie. I mean, your movie knowledge is definitely comes through in your music and stuff.
Oh,
Now, it's
thanks,
Fast
man.
Eddie. That's a nod to The Hustler or Color of Money or like where
It's
I'm
so there's a
embarrassed to
lot.
say I never
Yeah.
saw The Hustler, but
Okay. So me and Chong Wizard did our record Money Has No Owners, and then the album cover for that is like a takeoff on The Color of Money, but it has like Ghost Rider and Moon Knight on the cover from like our Midnight Suns Marvel shit. So then when I was doing this, when we did the first record, Vegas Vic there was in the Philadelphia Daily News, there was picks every day for gambling. And it'd be like Vegas Vic's picks. And I used to read it every day, right? And all my friends were like bookies and shit. Like this is before, sports betting was
sure.
paid for everything in the world all the time. So I thought that was cool to be like Vegas Vic, like we gamble on ourselves, like we double down, like that's the vibe, right? So when we did this one, again, it was originally called Vegas Vic too, but I was like, nah, it's got to be something else. Like I don't want to make a sequel. So Fast Eddie, Fast Eddie Felson is the Paul Newman character in Hustler, and then The Color of Money, where Color of Money, he's like 20 years older. He's like the seasoned con man who's shaping the young hot-headed Tom Cruise. But then that was also like a nickname I had when I used to deliver pizza in South Philly, where I used to like all the older guys that were like retired that would deliver pizza, they would take their sweet ass time coming back. And my boss, I used to always like, and I wasn't competing. I was just like, I had a fucking like brand new like Nissan Altima. I was like zooming through. I had my 6-disc changer. I was zoning out. I was just like flying around. So every time I would come back, my one boss, Joe, he'd be like, oh, Fast Eddie, here he comes again. So then they used to call me, and they would call me like Ed for short, which is hilarious. They'd be like, come on, Ed, let's, get your pizzas out here. So like, that's where, to me, it was like a continuation of the Vegas Vic record, the Money Has No Owners record. It's kind of like how like Tom Waits did like, Frank's Wild Years, Swordfish Trombones, Rain Dogs. Like it's like an unofficial trilogy. That's how I looked at this. I'm like, this is like the capstone of
Nice.
these last 3-4 years of records. So yeah, and it just sounds cool as shit.
I'm just
And
glad you didn't.
another thing I love too is I'm a big fan of liminal spaces and art
Mm,
and like
mm.
the EPs you put out before Fast Eddie and the Fast Eddie, and it's the album cover art in the digital age kind of gets lost and stuff. But I
Mm.
love the images that you picked. That old '70s looking artwork. Did you pick that? Did you design those or what?
Nah, so there was this. I found this chick on Instagram, and her Instagram handle is South Philly Time Capsules.
Mm.
So all of those photos were shit she posted on Instagram, where she would go to these houses. Like these are all the houses I grew up in. This is how my grandparents' house look. All my friends' parents, their aunts and
Sure.
uncles, and there's like a sense of like comfort and warmth. It's not like the millennial gray, minimal whites, all that type
That
shit.
door is wild.
So I have that door, I
Love
that door, I have a tattoo of that door frame. Like that's the
Yeah.
door I had as a kid. Like I have that tattooed on my back of my arm.
As
Like
you
that
should.
door. So when I saw that picture she posted, I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her name's Susan Leidke. She's a Philly person. So all of the photos from all of the singles, as well, like on the CD design, the vinyl design, that's all her. Like the intercom picture, the picture like the ragged, like ragtop Cadillac, like these are all just things I'm like, I just know this inside out, like everything about this. And so when I found her, I was like, yeah, we need to do this right now. And so they were all, I remember like my shouts to I Alive, was on my label. I put him out. He was like, yo, you need to have like some text on the covers for the singles. I was like, nah. I was like, the album will, but I want it to just be like standalone. So if it pops up on someone's shit, they're just kind of like looking at the picture, not so much. Like you can look down and like see my name if it pops up on streaming or whatever, but like I wanted to just be like real clean and kind of pull you into that world. If you know it,
Sure.
great. If you don't, you're like, what the fuck? Like, huh? Because it's just from a different, many eras ago. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
where it's like, that's where I connected this record with.
I wish I
Nice.
could sing like I Alive.
Yo, that's it, man. He's the best.
So I'm gonna ask you one more thing with the record. No jacket required. I mean, fuck anyone who fucks with Phil Collins. Like as soon as I saw
Oh
that
yeah.
title, I was like, yo, I'm like, as soon as I hit play, I wonder what he's
Sussudio.
gonna say. Right. So I'm gonna bring it back to like the MTV era, obviously.
Yes.
Growing up, like you said, MTV was such a big deal. So for me too, what were like a few videos that influenced you as far as like like the hip hop universe went later on? Obviously, like to me it was like when I first saw like How I Could Just Kill a Man, or like 93
Ooh,
Till Infinity was a
great
big
video.
deal. Like I remember the first time I saw 93 Till Infinity, and like we were such jerk offs that we just didn't really acknowledge anything from California, and then we
Right.
saw that we were just like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So any videos you remember from that era that fucking, to bring it back to that no
Yeah.
jacket required?
Yeah, like I said, like the Poison video by BBD, the Nothing But a G Thing video.
Mm.
I thought like Snoop was the coolest motherfucker on the planet, and I was like, I just want to be Snoop Dogg. Like I want the hat, I want the hood, like everything. And then he had like the gin and juice with the Penguins jersey. Like I wanted to be him. Like Warren G.
You were
I
shouting out
wanted
that
to be all that.
187.
Yeah, bro, like that. Yo,
Is
that.
there a better intro? I mean, that's one of the best introductions of a rapper on the scene in that deep cover.
Oh
That
my
way he
God,
comes in on that track and introduces himself to the world is one
it's
of the
crazy,
best
bro.
fucking
Like that.
ever.
That
All
beat
of
lives
that.
on.
Yeah, like that beat.
Ridiculous.
And then like the Method Man video, which is like not a great video, but just seeing Method Man, I'm like, this guy is fucking amazing. Like I just want to be this dude.
Which
That
one?
video was
Just
Bring the
remember
Pain?
being like, "What's up with this
like
guy's
yeah,
eye?" Is
yes,
that
Bring the
for
Pain,
real?
like because it was like this, it was like weird,
Bring the Pain
but
was weird. Yo,
it's a weird video. It's like
yo,
it's unsettling. You know
yes,
what I mean?
yo.
It's
So like,
very
This is
unsettling.
his eye, man. His
Yeah, the
eye. I was
eye.
like, "What's
we
up with this guy's eye?"
He's on
we
that
were like,
bus and he's the way he's moving.
yeah, we were like, I'm telling you, we were fucking like skateboard fucking nerds from fucking Long Island. And we saw this video and we were just like, oh my God, this looks like the scariest bus ever, like when we were kids.
And like they're
And like and the Mob Deep intro where he's like talking like in between on the Infamous where he's
oh
like
my God.
he's like I'll
P.
punch you in your he's like this
Yep.
P, I'm speaking for my damn self. We're like,
Yep.
damn, this guy's
I'm a
so
little
mad.
skinny motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can get shot, stabbed, whatever.
It's
Like
about
that.
who gets who first.
Yeah, like that shit was just like, oh, like even like the Nas video, even like If I Ruled the World video, where I was like, oh, this dude's like famous. Like everything was like leather and gleaming, but in a real street way that I was like I could understand. Even like the Triumph video for Wu-Tang, I remember like staying up to watch the premiere and like taped it on VHS. And I used to come home from high school and just tape Rap City every day, and I would
Yeah.
like and then watch like the videos I wanted to watch the most. But like those videos were even like Tupac, like I Get Around video, like that.
Yeah.
Seeing that, and I'm like, yo, this guy, he's like smiling the whole time, and then there's like Shock G, who I love from Digital Underground. Like so, seeing all of that it was like you wanted to walk through the like I want to be in that video. I want to hang out with these fucking guys. Like I want to be these dudes so bad. And so for me, it's like now as a person who's been rapping for like almost 30 years at this point, it's like I get it. Not saying I'm like Nas or Method Man, but like those dudes like were so amazing at like 20, like Prodigy or Biggie. It's like they were just, there's nothing else those guys could have done. Like that was what it was for them. They could not be anything else in this world.
Yeah, man.
Whereas for me, it was like I wanted to be that good that quickly, but it was like a longer takeoff for me to even feel that's. Whereas like when you hear Method Man, when you heard this motherfucker on the song Method Man, like no one rapped like that before. So you were like, wait, what? Like, and I got 5 bags of skunk, I got white owl blunts, and I'm
Did you
about to
see?
go get lifted.
Did you see the video with him on Drink Champs explaining where he got all those
Yes,
cadences?
like yes, yeah,
Unbelievable. Like,
Rolling Stone shit,
yeah.
Beatles shit, yeah,
When he said it, I was like, oh yeah, like that's
it's amazing,
fucking
bro.
wild, yo. So before I know Langan had a couple of questions and then we'll
Oh,
wrap it up.
bet.
But what are three like three underrated Philly centric albums?
All right, Beanie Siegel's The Becoming. He made that like right before he went to jail. It's his third album that has like Field in the Air. It's on with Jay-Z. It's got Bread and Butter with Sadat X. It's a crazy record. That's like to me like his culmination as an artist, but that doesn't really get because he wasn't new by that point. Like whereas like his first The Truth and the Reason, it was like a bigger deal. So I'll go Beanie Siegel to Becoming. I'll go I'm gonna go with The Roots, but I'm gonna go with Game Theory.
That's
I'm
a
gonna go
great album.
Game Theory because Malik B's back, and Malik B and Dice Roll are like hopping on, going crazy on that record. It's got like Here I Come, you boys get ready, cause here I come, here I come. It's got the other song, It's All in the Music, which is crazy with the dude Greg Porn, which is like the worst name to search in the world. Greg Porn. I'll go with that one. Philly, who else would I go with? Damn. I'll go with I don't want to say Bahamas. Grand Agent, bro, by design. Grand Agent, the first show I ever went to, Grand Agent was opening for Reflection Eternal and Dilated. And he was like a big part of this crew in Philly called Name. And they were like graffiti rappers and shit. And he has an album called By Design. He's got like Lord Finesse on there. He's got I forget who else on that record, but that's like on Baby Grand or one of them like early 2000s labels. I forget which one it is, or Groove Attack, something like that. So I'll go Grand Agent by Design. It's an incredible record.
Cool. Yeah, I want to say, you said Game Theory, man. They were on such a run. Game Theory and Rising Down, those two like back to back.
They're hard. They're crazy records, dude.
Fucking believable. And later on, the fact that I always thought Black Thought was so exceptional, and later on he finally got those flowers when he to me he had the two verses of the years 2 years in a row. On 2013, the Static Selecta, Bird's Eye View
kills that shit,
and then the Imperial. The year after on that same, it's just like
kills that shit, bro.
Yo,
he's a monster.
Yeah, unfucking believable. So
he's got another record with Danger Mouse coming out this year, I think.
Another one, part two.
That's what I think. Okay. I think I read that somewhere.
Nice.
So
you read that on Blabbermouth.
I'm trying to think of like what other Philly.
It's on Loudwire or something.
I'm trying to think of like other best Philly albums that are like slept on that no one
I know you were gonna say Bahamadia, which is funny. Yo,
but I feel like that's properly
represent.
digested. Oh no, I'm gonna go. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna go. I said Grand Agent by Design. I'm going Jedi Mind Tricks Violent by Design. That is like one of the greatest produced albums ever made. Period. Like that. I mean, fucking amazing.
So was that all Stoop?
Yes, that's all Stoop. Enemy of Mankind.
He's a fucking genius. So later on, you ever listen to the album Dutch that he did?
I did. I opened for them. Yes.
Did you?
Yeah.
God damn, yo. Yeah. I mean, Stoop is the shit, man.
Stoop is so fucking cool. And then my last one, I'm trying to think of like a more mainstream record. Is not good rapping, but Philly's Most Wanted, Get Down or Lay Down. Because it has like the 2001 Neptunes when they were running the world and had every song on the radio. And they're like the only people from Philly to do a bunch of joints with the Neptune, Mr. Man and Bubonic. So again, it's not like a great record, but it's underrated, like just from a production standpoint. So Philly's Most Wanted, shouts out.
Philly stuff. Langan, did you have anything?
I got a shout out too. Like going through your old catalog too. I was because I'm a huge comedy fan. You know, I love comedy. You got a Dom Herrera track.
Dom Herrera, we made it from a violent era.
Nobody shouts out Dom. Dom Herrera is slept on. A legend.
I love Dom Herrera. I sent this comedian, Steve Rinaldi, who's a South Philly, like Italian comedian. He does a lot of shit on Instagram with Dom Herrera. And I was like, I'm like, yo, if you're around, I'm like, play this shit for him, please. You know, he didn't respond, but I was like, yo, just legend to me. Like, I
Oh, when he
love
listens to
Dominic.
this episode, he will, I'm sure.
Yo,
He'll
he's the
come
best.
calling. He'll come calling.
He's the best.
You'll get the Red River bump, we call it
Red
in the
River.
industry.
Hell yeah. The Dom Irera Red River
Yo,
synergistic bump.
this was fun
Yeah,
to
man.
catch up. And, once again, like Alaska, anytime you want to come back, any topic
Nice.
we have, you want to just hang, we'll talk movies, music, and a bunch of
Hell
fucking
yeah.
nonsense.
Definitely, I think we just barely scratched the surface of your movie knowledge and shit.
Oh,
So definitely would like to have you back.
oh, that'd
We
be great.
talked about
I
it all.
literally just
The
did
Eddie
on a-
Mush lines. I think you dropped his name twice
Oh,
on the
of
album.
course. Eddie Mush. Yeah, I literally on our Patreon just did a recap of the entire X-Men movie franchise, like film by film,
Yeah.
watching, but in a very specific
How many
timeline.
movies are those?
9. And then I did a bonus like Deadpool versus Wolverine, but there was like a very specific timeline I followed on Reddit of how to watch them, not in the order they came out, but like how they fit like a loose timeline.
That's fun.
So that was fun. That was like that was like my Christmas, New Year's break fun thing to do was rewatch every single X-Men movie.
Did you watch that Doomed documentary on the Fantastic Four?
I think I saw it like when I first got like Tubi or whatever. With Roger, what's his name?
Yeah, Roger Corman.
Roger
Corman, yes.
That's
yeah.
like one
Yeah.
of the greatest like superhero
Fascinating.
stories ever. Where you're just like, this movie is so fucking terrible, but by the end you're like, oh, I get it. I
get it.
and I okay, I get it. So
I think they brought them to the last Fantastic Four premiere.
Yes.
The
Yes.
first steps.
They
brought
were
them.
there. That was a
That's
cool
sick.
gesture.
That's so sick.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
To go into all that work to make a movie and just like we have no intention of
Yeah. I mean,
ever
it's
being
fucking
seen.
brilliant and like it's diabolical, I should say. It's just
the
like,
business.
But they put
dude.
out the Captain America one from that time where he's
Well,
a Canadian dude with the rubber
no,
ears.
yeah, right. That was Albert Pune.
Mm.
That was 1990. Albert Pune did Cyborg.
Oh.
He was like the man when it came, any like weird like 1989, 1990 like post-apocalyptic
Wait,
movie.
isn't there a documentary out about him now?
Not yet. I know that they were looking for distribution funding.
Okay,
I think
I
it's
seen someone
finished.
talking about it.
Yeah, I want to see that. I mean, I hope it comes out because he's just like if you go through he even made Mean Guns, which is Tom
never seen it.
Matthews and It was Ice-T, Christopher Lambert from Highlander. It's
I
the
never
most.
heard of that. shit.
Really? You guys, the other
Mean
day
Guns?
on Twitter, I fucking I shouted out Mean Guns to Ice-T, and I guess he responds to everything because he was just like, he was
That's
fucking with it.
amazing.
Yeah, Mean Guns is pretty terrible, but it's
Mm.
so worth watching because
Ooh.
yeah, just dip through that Albert Pune, Pyun.
I see. I'm looking at
catalog.
his full discography now.
It's outrageous.
Oh, Bullet Face. I'm gonna have to tap in on that one.
Yo, I'm telling you, like he does so much with like no budget. It's unbelievable. But Cyborg was like pretty wild too, and I guess
Yeah. With Van Damme.
yeah.
Cyberpunk, bro. Yeah, I fuck with Cyborg. That was like a Saturday afternoon cable standard back in the day. I used to
Right.
fuck with Cyborg.
was
Oh, he
that
did Kickboxer too.
Yeah.
With Sasha fucking, what's his
Sasha
name?
Mitchell.
Written by David Goyer? David Goyer wrote Kickboxer too.
Guy from Step
outta
by
here.
Step. Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha. Oh, he did Brain Smasher, a love story with Dice Clay and
Dice
Terry
Clay.
Hatcher.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, his catalog makes no sense whatsoever. I'm sure he has no money. I know he's actually dead. So.
Oh, God,
But
Jesus Christ.
his catalog is like it's the essence of direct to video. Like
Yes,
so it's just
this is like truck stop movies
without a
like,
doubt.
to grab these joints.
Yeah.
Yo, you remember
station
Four
yo,
for 20.
Yo,
Gas
in the
station
gas
movies.
station, yo, the gas
gas
station used
station
to have
movies.
bangers. You just
Bro.
like watch this, like they even had like porn too. You just like, this one looked pretty rough too, but you just
What?
like
Oh, yo, he did the Urban Menace joint. I was on what's his name pod, Making Omatic with Sean Kantrowitz and Midas the Beast, and we were talking. I did a Fat Joe record. We were talking about Fat Joe, and the first 20 minutes that we were just talking about this movie, Urban Menace, and it's like Fat Joe, Snoop, Ice-T, Big Pun, and they all filmed it like in some abandoned hangar in like Romania.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I didn't know it was the same director. They were like, I never heard of this. They're like, oh, it was like a VHS at Blockbuster. We all
Listen,
used to watch it. I'm like, I
yo,
never heard of this shit.
I'm telling. You did a Fat Joe record?
Yeah, I did with them. We did Don Cartagena. Like that show.
Oh, yo, that. Yeah,
Yeah, you go in there and like you cut an album down to the best 9 songs to make like, can you make an Illmatic out of a rap record? So
Okay.
but yeah, that the first 20 minutes was just talking about this movie, Urban Menace. I didn't know your man Albert Pune was the mastermind.
So yeah, I mean, once again, once you start tapping into that fucking filmography, I didn't even know. I feel like Doomed brought me to Pune because he did Captain America, and Captain America
Yes.
1990s up on
Red
YouTube.
Skull.
You can
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah, I rented it. I rented that shit. I was pumped.
Yo, it's probably $1.99, but once you tap in, you're like, oh, this guy did Cyborg, and then you start going to, like, I mean, the fact that he's got Brain Smasher, I mean, that's like, you know,
I love
we
story.
love Ford Fairlane. We even did the Ford Fairlane episode.
We did a
I
whole
shout
episode.
I shout him out
We
on the
might have
next
to do a
day.
whole episode on this guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Deep dive.
Yes.
Before Alaska gets a hold of him.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Lineage of Greatness. Sorry, we're doing it. Albert Pune. We'll do a crossover pod. This is crazy. Yeah, this has been fun, man. This is
man.
awesome.
Awesome, dude.
We'll
Thanks
talk,
for
man.
coming on, man.
I don't want to go
Hell
to
yeah.
Arizona, but I guess I have to go tomorrow. So
Well, thanks for
You got
squeezing
some
us in.
show. You got shows coming up. Do you anything you want to?
I have I forget when I have a show coming up soon. I forget when. I think it's in April. It's not till April in Philly. I might do something in Brooklyn. So nothing like locked in with promoters where you can get the pre-sale yet. But April, Philly, at some point, we're
Yeah.
doing something. And then I'm Alaska. You try and get me to come up to do one of the early bird shows. I'm like, bro, Monday night is
Yo,
absolutely
Monday night
rough.
is great. I went to one of them. I went to the.
Shouts to you.
I went to.
Shouts to you, bro. I
Yo,
can't
let me
do it.
tell you. After work, sitting there in a car for 2.5 hours to get there, but it was like, fucking, yeah, God, who the fuck was on the goddamn show? Now I don't even remember. He got Vortal. He got Vortal from
Yes,
Cannibal
okay, the
Ox.
Vortal show, yeah.
And I was like, I got to go to this and stuff. So, and then we hung out afterwards. Prem was there.
Oh, nice.
It was a good time. But yeah, Mondays is wild. But
That's a tough one.
the Brooklyn show, we'll fucking, I'll come out to that for sure.
Okay. I might do it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, you can stream, buy my shit. You can the vinyl is still in hand, $3pistol.com, CDs. Just run up the songs, whatever you like. You can do the digital copy. You can get a hoodie, whatever you want. The test presses are sold out, but the vinyl is shipping ASAP as well as the CD.
I love it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hell
we'll put
yeah.
the links up and all that other shit.
Nice.
I'm leaving, like I said, tomorrow, but I'll probably get this out by tomorrow. I'll probably
Nice.
drop it tomorrow. Just
By the time you get to Arizona.
by the time I get to
Arizona.
Zona.
Oh yeah, dude.
All right,
Hell
guys.
yeah. Sweet. Thanks for
man.
having me, boys. I'll see you guys
Later.
later.
No doubt. Later.
Peace.